Today for our shipper update, Anthony Smith joins me. And Anthony, we are talking PMI, or Purchasing Managers Index. What is that?
That's right. So what it is, it's a benchmark survey that goes out to purchasing managers on a monthly basis. And essentially what it can tell us is where they see the industry going from their perspective. And the big thing about it is now that the preliminary numbers were out initially showed below 50, that threshold of growth and expansion. Now it's in 49 level, so it's in contractionary territory with the finalized numbers for August.
So anything 50 is the benchmark. Anything below that is not good. And right now you were telling me that it's the lowest number in 3 years?
That's correct. It's been on a 35-month expansion period, now at the lowest point in about 35 months, 3 years. And really it's also going to start to play a role into our outbuy and tender rejection index as well, as we see less and less loads being rejected.
So when we're talking about PMI, we're talking about manufacturing, moving of goods. And if this number's below 50, that's not great for the economy. It's not great for moving things. Talk about that.
So it's not good for the economy. It's not good for moving manufacturing goods throughout the economy. One of the things that their respondents really honed in on was tariff fears. So it's not exactly overall cost of doing business, but with those added tariffs put into the mix, it's really become a wait and see attitude for a lot of the manufacturers. So it's really going to be something that's going to weigh on the second half of 2019. We're looking at manufacturing, and potentially on the consumer facing sides of the economy, some of those costs can start to be passed on to the consumer. So that's something that we're all going to keep a close eye on.
So this is just one of the benchmarks looking at the economy and the overall health of it. And as you said, there are tariff fears and people aren't moving as much stuff. What does this mean for the second half of 2019, going even further into the third quarter? Not great news? Not
great news. And additionally, we saw that the new orders area for the PMI also went below 50. I think it's around 47 or so. So it's really a precursor of production and shipments being put out. And so when we see new orders also contraction, that gives us an idea of what to expect in the coming months, and not shaping up too strongly so far.
Do we see any change? Do we think this will change, or as long as those tariffs are in place, this number will continue to sit below 50?
I think that's really going to weigh on the purchasing managers in the second half. We might see a pull forward, so I believe there's going to be a second round of tariffs that are introduced mid-December. So there might be a pull forward to build up inventories to get ahead of those second rounds of tariffs coming up. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be enough to outweigh the overall fears and uncertainties going out throughout the second half of the year.
Yeah, for a few months we were talking about a really strong economy, but obviously things are starting to slow down, and this is something we will continue to watch. Again, Anthony Smith, thank you for joining us. Of course, you're watching on YouTube, so make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, make sure to like us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We hope everyone has a great Thursday.